They say your honeymoon is supposed to be one of the most magical times of your life, a memory you'll cherish forever. I guess I will, just not for the reasons I expected. I remember the smell of pine trees, the way the mountains rolled like sleeping giants in the distance. I remember how Olivia looked when we pulled up to the cabin, her hand in mine, her eyes wide with excitement. We were newly married, freshly in love, and the idea of a secluded week in the woods felt like paradise. No emails, no phones, no distractions, just the two of us in silence. Looking back now, I realize it wasn't silence. Not really. The forest was never truly quiet. It was listening, watching, waiting. At the time, I didn't know how to recognize the signs, the little things that whispered something was wrong. The way the shadows clung too long to the trees. The way our car seemed to hesitate before climbing that last stretch of gravel road. But by the time I understood, it was too late. By the time I knew what the cabin really was, I'd already opened the trap door. And Olivia, well, I'll get to that. It started on the first night, with a sound at the window. I never believed in omens, at least not until our honeymoon. The trip was supposed to be a fairy tale, a week alone with my new bride, Olivia, in a secluded mountain cabin near Lake Winoka. No cell service, no neighbors, just us and the forest. Sounded perfect. We arrived late in the afternoon, sun slanting low behind the trees. The rental cabin was exactly as advertised, rustic, charming, and remote. A wraparound porch creaked beneath our feet, and tall pines leaned like sentinels overhead. Olivia squeezed my hand as I unlocked the door. She smiled at me, but something flickered behind her eyes. Hesitation? Or just travel fatigue? Around midnight, I woke to a strange tapping sound. I thought it was rain at first, but it wasn't raining. Tap, tap, tap. I sat up, heart thudding. Olivia stirred beside me. "You hear that?" I whispered. She nodded slowly. Window. I grabbed the flashlight and tiptoed to the bedroom window. Nothing. Just blackness outside, thick with trees. I turned back and froze. There were fingerprints on the glass, on the outside. The next morning, we chalked the prints up to a prank or maybe a nosy animal. I tried to laugh it off. Olivia didn't. "There's no wildlife that leaves prints like that," she said quietly over breakfast. I didn't reply. Truth is, she was right. They were human prints. Long, spindly fingers, as if someone had dragged them slowly down the glass. Later, while exploring the cabin, I found a narrow door tucked behind a bookshelf in the hallway. It wasn't on the layout the owner sent us. Curiosity got the better of me. Inside was a cramped storage room. Boxes, old linens, rusted tools. On the top shelf sat a leather-bound journal thick with dust. I blew on it, coughed, and flipped it open. The entries were dated from the 1980s. Most were mundane, firewood counts, weather notes. Then they changed. "He's in the woods again, watching, always watching. She screamed last night. The forest took her. I don't know what to do. Do not open the trapdoor. He waits below." I closed the journal and looked around. Olivia stood in the doorway, pale. "Where's this trapdoor?" she asked. We searched the cabin until we found it, under a throw rug in the bedroom. A square of iron set into the wooden floor, with a heavy ring for lifting. "No way," Olivia said, stepping back. But I'd already started pulling it open. The trapdoor groaned like something ancient. A smell wafted up, rot and damp stone. I shone my flashlight down. Wooden steps descended into darkness. We argued. She said it was dangerous. I said it was probably an old root cellar. Eventually, I promised I'd only take a quick look. I descended slowly, each creaking step echoing too loudly. The air grew colder. At the bottom was a stone-walled room, maybe 10 feet square. Chains hung from the ceiling. And on the far wall, scratch marks, deep ones. Suddenly, the light flickered. I heard movement behind me, footsteps. I spun around. Nothing. Back in the bedroom, Olivia was pale and shaking. I didn't tell her about the chains. That night, the tapping came again. this time from the living room window. We stayed awake all night, clutching kitchen knives. Just before dawn, Olivia whispered, "Someone's out there." I followed her gaze to the window. At first, I saw only trees. Then, movement. A figure, tall and still, standing between the pines. I stepped closer. He was impossibly thin, arms too long, head cocked unnaturally to one side. Just standing there, watching. Then he stepped behind a tree and vanished. I ran outside, heart hammering. No one, just forest. But I felt eyes on me. When I got back inside, Olivia was crying. "We need to leave," she said. We tried. Packed our bags in 10 minutes flat. But the car wouldn't start. Dead battery. I popped the hood. Everything looked fine. That night, Olivia didn't sleep. Neither did I. The tapping didn't come. Instead, we heard footsteps above us, on the roof. On the fourth night, things changed. It started with the walls. Olivia screamed when she saw them, faces pressed into the wood like someone had been trapped inside, pushing to get out, mouths agape, eyes bulging. They disappeared when I blinked. But Olivia swore she saw them too. "It's the cabin," she whispered. "It's alive." I didn't want to believe her. I clung to logic, to reason. But something inside me, something primal, knew she was right. That evening, I found her sitting in front of the trapdoor. "I hear them calling," she said. I pulled her away and locked the bedroom. But in the middle of the night, I woke to find the bed empty and the trapdoor wide open. I rushed down the steps, flashlight trembling in my hand. Olivia. The cellar was freezing. My breath fogged the air. In the corner, I saw her, standing motionless, staring at the wall. I touched her shoulder. She turned slowly. Her eyes were bleeding. "He's coming," she said. The room went dark. The flashlight flickered and died. I heard the chains rattle. Something moved in the blackness, a scraping sound, then a voice, low and gurgling like water through gravel. "She belongs to the hollow now." I pulled Olivia, stumbling up the stairs. Something grabbed my ankle, sharp nails digging into flesh. I kicked free and slammed the trapdoor shut. We didn't speak. Just sat in the living room, shaking. When the sun rose, Olivia was gone. No note, no sound, just gone. I searched for hours, outside, inside, no sign of her. In the attic, I found a dusty box of old VHS tapes. Most were unlabeled. One had a single word scrawled on the side: "Help." I connected the cabin's old TV to the VCR and pressed play. Static. Then, footage of a woman, crying, tied to a chair in the cellar. The same cellar. She screamed something I couldn't make out. Then a figure stepped into frame. Tall, thin, head cocked sideways. The tape cut out. Another one showed a man, sobbing, clawing at the walls. Behind him, faces emerged from the wood, silent, screaming. I shut it off and vomited in the sink. That night I heard Olivia's voice, calling from beneath the floor. "I'm here," she whispered. "Come down, it's safe now." I knew better, but I loved her. So I opened the trapdoor one last time. She stood at the bottom, pale and smiling. "I was waiting," she said. I stepped down. The air was thick and cold. She backed into the shadows. I followed. Then I saw them, the others, faces in the walls, hands reaching. The thin man crouched in the far corner, eyes glowing faintly. Olivia turned to me. "You should never have come here," she said, voice echoing with something not hers. The door slammed shut behind me. Darkness swallowed everything. I don't remember how I got out, just flashes, running through the forest, bleeding, screaming. The sound of branches snapping. A howl behind me. I woke up 3 miles down the mountain road. A hiker found me. I was hospitalized for a week. The police searched the cabin, they found the trapdoor, the journal, but no Olivia, no tapes, no faces in the walls. They said she probably ran off. that I had a psychotic break. I know the truth. I still hear her sometimes in my dreams, whispering from beneath the floorboards. And sometimes when I look in the mirror, I swear I see someone else's eyes staring back.